Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is pre-algebra lesson 2.10, solving inequalities using multiplication and division. Please get out your notes and title your paper, and let's get ready to take some notes. So to solve an inequality that involves multiplication or division, this is what you need to do when you solve. When it is multiplication, you are going to divide. If it's a multiplication inequality, you're going to divide to solve the inequality. If it is a division inequality, then you're going to multiply to solve. So let's look at some examples. Example number 1. 4x is less than negative 40. So just like the addition and subtraction inequalities that we solved earlier this week, you're going to treat this just like a regular equation with an equal sign. So we put our line down here. What are we going to do to solve this equation? So it's multiplication, we're going to divide. So we divide 4x by 4, we're going to divide 40 by 4. 4x divided by 4 is x. The inequality less than stays the same. And negative 40 divided by 4 is negative 10. So the solution to this inequality is x is greater than or equal to 10. Example number 2, this is a division inequality. T divided by 3 is less than 7. So since we're dividing, up here it says when we're using division to solve, we're going to multiply. So we're going to multiply by the number that's in the denominator or under the variable. So if we multiply this side by 3, we have to multiply 7 by 3 as well. What happens is the 3's cancel out, so we're left with t. The inequality is still there, is less than 7 times 3 is 21. So the solution to this inequality is t will be less than 21. Now, sometimes we have negative coefficients, and this is the only difference from solving equations, is that when the number in front of the variable, or the number in front of the variable is called the coefficient, is negative, you have to switch the signs. That means you have to flip the inequality sign. If it's greater than, you're going to switch it to less than. If it's less than, you're going to switch it to greater than. Only when the coefficient is negative. So let's look at some examples. Negative 5 times x is greater than negative 25. So we have a negative coefficient. We know to solve that, we're going to divide each side by negative 5. Now because the coefficient is negative, we're going to switch that inequality symbol so the greater than switches to less than. Now we can just do the math. Negative 5x divided by negative 5 is just x. We flip the inequality symbol, and then negative 25 divided by negative 5 is 5. So the solution is any number, x can be any number less than 5. Example number 2 here, same thing, inequality, we have a negative coefficient with the variable. So remember, to undo division, we multiply. So we're going to multiply by negative 4. We multiply this side by negative 4. If we put this over 1, the negative 4's cancel out. So we have t. Now because the coefficient is negative, we're going to switch this inequality symbol from less than or equal to greater than or equal to. And then 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. So this sentence will be true if t is greater than or equal to negative 32. There are 5 problems here that I'd like you to try on your own. So if you can pause the video and try these problems out, and then we'll come back and see how you did. All right, thanks for trying these problems. Let's see how you did here. So here we have a positive coefficient. We're not going to do anything with the inequality symbol. So we're going to divide by 3. 3t divided by 3 is t is greater than 21 divided by 3, which is 7. Here's the solution to that inequality. Number 2. We're going to divide by 5 because that's the coefficient. It's positive, so nothing happens to the coefficient. So f is greater than or equal to, or nothing, I'm sorry, the coefficient is positive, so nothing happens to the inequality symbol. Negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. So f is greater than or equal to negative 3. Okay, example number 3. We're going to divide by negative 8. Since we are dividing by a negative number, that cancels. We have m. What happens to this inequality symbol? We are going to flip it or switch it so it becomes greater than or equal to, and then 24 divided by negative 8 is negative 3. So the solution here, m is greater than or equal to negative 3. The last two, these are division problems. So the opposite of division is multiplying. We're going to multiply by the number that's in the coefficient. So we multiply by negative 2, multiply by negative 2. Those cancel out. We have b. Remember, the coefficient was negative, so the inequality symbol flips or switches. A negative times a negative is a positive, and 31 times 2 is 62. And then finally, the coefficient is on this side, on the right side, so we're going to multiply by negative 7, multiply by negative 7. Those cancel out. So now we have x on the right side is less than, whoops, here I even forgot, because we multiplied by a negative number, we have to flip the inequality, and then negative 7 times 6 is negative 42. Now if you wanted to write this with the variable first, we have to read it backwards, so we're going to read from right to left. So it's x is greater than, remember we're reading from right to left, negative 42. This makes it easier if you have to graph. All right, that's it. Come to class tomorrow with any questions that you have.